Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E, Mrs. Vibing with E, Mrs. Vibes, and all that good stuff. Without further ado, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And if you're new here, same thing. I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because today's vibe of the day is always something special, like I tell y'all always. Okay? Now let's get into it. Today's vibe of the day is friends. And the reason why today's vibe of the day is friends is because as I get older, I see a lot of things, I observe on a lot of things, I do a lot of thinking on things, and when it comes to friends, I have a thin line between trust. I ain't gonna say hate, because hate is a real big word that I don't like, but yes, I have a real thin line when it comes to trust, and when it comes to friends, you know, when you get older, you see who's there for you and you see who's not. You have people that come for a season and then people who's there for a reason. And I always remind myself that, like, you know, like sometimes certain people you gotta keep in certain categories, and some just like they there for you forever until death do us part. So let's get into it, y'all. Friends are so important in our lives. Like, they are the people we choose to let into our inner circle based on our shared interests, values, and emotional bonds. True friends provide us with comfort, companionship, and a sense of beginning. They are there to share within our joys, offer us support through challenging times, and be a listening ear to us. That is a real fucking friend. A real friend is someone who respects and cares for us, offering loyalty and honesty. Friendships can vary into different things, but they all play an important role in our emotional well-being. Like, they enriching our lives with laughter, shared experience, and a sense of unity. Like, having friends, honestly, I feel like it's important for our emotional well-being as well, especially when it comes to growth. Like, they provide us with support, empathy, and they are there when we need them, like within like challenges, depression, anxiety, things like that. Like, friends offer a unique perseverance when it comes to the bond and the person that they are, regardless. Like, it just reduces things that we have, like our isolations and building connections with others. Like, they help us out in many ways that they don't know that they do. And like within shared experience and meaningful conversations that we contribute to, it helps our mental health. Like, friendships are encouraged to explore and learn and enhance overall the habit and qualities of life with each other or through each other. Like, I completely agree that having friends is a cure to our emotional well-being and growth. Like, there are many different types of friendships that each are often like unique, you know, defined within our lives, such as like your childhood friends, your work friends, close friends, social friends, online friends, long distance friends, and new friends all bring something special to the table for us, because at times when you need them or you're going through things at that time, like say you at work and you need your friend, your work friend or whatever, and they there to help you, you know, if your close friend or childhood friend not there, you know, can't pick up whatever, you know, long as you have those type of friends, that dynamic when it comes to their friends, it helps you a lot. By them just supporting, they provide the support, the empathy, and like, you know, been there for the challenges and reduces our isolation and build connection, and being able to share experience and meaningful conversation to contribute our health, our mental health. Overall, friendships are encouraged to explore and learn and enhance our habits and qualities of life with each other, and also to learn from them, vice versa as well. So yes, friends is very, very big in my book. And the reason why I say friends is very big in my book because when I consider you a friend, especially like, you know, those titles like the best friends, close friends, things like that, I feel like it's deeper. Once you have those type of close friends and best friends, and then the best of friends. Those are the closest titles to ever have in the book within mankind. And the reason why I say that is because, like me, we all been through those stages in life, through elementary school, middle school, high school, and up to college. You see who your friends are, and y'all see them post on Instagram, like every new year, I think since 2014. I was real young, like when we were introduced to social media around that time, or probably a little bit sooner than that. I would always see them posts like each year that go by, or like each grade level you go by. You like, the beginning you have a lot of friends, and then towards the end, like getting to adult life, you don't have a lot of friends, because at times we outgrow each other. And I always say that, like, I'd rather outgrow with the person than to leave off on a bad note with a person, because when you leave off on a bad note with a person, things can escalate to any and everything. Like, it can really escalate to things that you just don't know that's going to escalate to. And me, I like peace. I'm all about my peace. I don't play when it comes to my peace. Like, if we friends, you consider me your friend and things like that, I'm going to let you know from the get-go. I'm that type of friend that's going to be on you like grass, especially when it comes to something that's very important that you share with me, or it's something that I know for a fact that you're good at. Like, all my friends can tell you, when it comes to school, I'm on their ass. Like, if you're in school, or you're trying to go to school, or you're trying to pursue something that you really love and passionate about, and then you feel like you falling out the cracks of it, I'm gonna get on your ass like, look, you got shit to do. You got to handle your business. That goes for my homeboys, homegirls. Y'all know how they go. Like, I'm real big on them, because it's like, I see something in you that you don't see in yourself, and I'm gonna help you see that vision, because you're my friend. You my motherfucking friend. And as a real motherfucking friend, I'm gonna tell you what you need to do, and I'm gonna help you in the midst of it. Like, I'm not gonna really tell you what to do, but my job as a friend is to be there for you mentally and physically if you need me. Like, physically, if you need me in the present time, if you having those bad dreams, or you just need me to celebrate whatever it is, I'm there. Mentally, if you need me mentally, if you're going through depression, anxiety, stress, let me know how can I help you. I'm gonna give you your space. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you your space, no doubt. But I'm going to stay constantly checking up on you, because I care, and I'm that type of friend. And all my friends be like, you act like somebody's mother. When you become a mother, you'll be fine. I be like, please stop throwing that mother word out. Like, I'm not ready to have a kid right now. And I always tell my friends, y'all have kids first, because they be in love and everything first, or they in committed relationships and stuff like that. Me, I'm like, I'm out here focused on other things. Once love comes around, and I might feel it, okay, cool. But right now, you're my main concern, one of my main concerns. But it's all jokes, it's all jokes, y'all. All jokes and love and peace and hair grease and all that good shit. But yes, like, when it comes to friends, I'm so big on that word, because it's like, we all been through those experiences in our life where we thought the people that, we had so much close connection to at times, thought was going to stay forever, thought was going to be there forever. And at times they don't be there forever, because certain things happen, or something happened and it just didn't escalate the way it's supposed to, or it got too deep to the point where, like, it escalated to the point where that, oh yeah, this is it. I don't want to see you no more. I don't want a connection. I don't want none of that. And that happened to me before, to the point where, like, I just can't see this person. I can't see these people no more. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not the type of person to dog them out. I wish them nothing but peace and blessings, and all that good stuff. But I just feel like if we were in a room together, I probably wouldn't acknowledge them, because depending on the situation, that's the thing too. Like I said, like, I'd rather fall out with a person, like fall out with them, like, when you grow up and y'all lose contact type stuff, rather than falling out with a person to the point where it is the me and them going back and forth saying negative stuff, and it's probably still going on in their mind or my mind. See, me, after, it's like, if we had words and everything, it's over. It's done with. Like, I said what I said, and it's it. And my new thing is, if I say peace and blessings, that's it. I'm not going back and forth, because it's like, I say peace to you, and I wish you nothing but blessings. Because it's like, where I'm from, nobody is saying these things. We quick to grab the Glock instead of sitting down and talking about it. And it's just like, it's like, you never know. Like, one conversation can fix everything. I say that all the time. One conversation could just fix any goddamn thing. However, at times, if you feel like it's constantly keep fucking happening, it's like, all right, I need to let you go. You need to get the fuck out of my face because I'm sick of it. Sometimes, like, you gotta stop it. Sometimes it gotta be stopped. But me, I'm always the type to find peace. At times, I'm gonna be fucked up about it, before I have to sit down or whatever with you. I'm like, I'm gonna be fucked up. We all gonna have that moment, like, if he or she come off crazy, I'm gonna fuck them up. But you gotta think, that's not what you here for. You want to make peace, and the peace is the best way possible, because at the end of the day, y'all were friends. You were friends. And real friends, real friends have real issues, and real friends find out ways to face it. Like, for example, I love Insecure. And if y'all don't know, Insecure is by Issa Rae. Oh my God, I love Issa Rae for Insecure, because she really really highlighted experiences on everything, like how it is to get couched, how it is to be in a relationship with somebody, you love them to death, but then at times, like, they not doing stuff you gotta change. Being friends with people for a long time and wearing out how it is to work for a nonprofit, but most of all, how it is to have a best friend that you love to death and y'all are on different paths. Like, her best friend was Molly. Molly was a lawyer, she was a good attorney, she was working for a good law firm, things like that. Molly was living good, nice old penthouse, got a nice little dog. Family was oriented, things like that. Molly, on the other hand, she's working for a nonprofit, staying in a somewhat nice apartment. They just different, but they loved each other regardless. However, they did have their scenes, like, in the show where shit got real to the point where, like, they felt like they couldn't deal with each other no more, because, like, when you evolve and elevate, when you don't want to be stagnant. I always say you don't want to be stagnant within anything. You don't want to be stagnant. You want to move. You want to level up and stuff. Issa started leveling up, and so did Molly. And it became a lot on them. And then when it came to dudes involved too, that became an issue. And I'm going to speak on that too. Because, like, we all went through those friendships where at times relationships make or break the friendship, because some relationships, the person that your friend is with at times may rub you off in a good way or a bad way, and that's why I always say first impressions is key. So don't be coming around me, if you're my friend, boyfriend or girlfriend, don't be coming around without a good first impression, because I like to read people. I like to feel. Y'all know I'm big on vibes. Like, that's me. I'm a vibe. Like, I'm big on vibe. And if your vibes is not what I feel as though, I'm gonna be like, it's not my place. Because, that's not, you're not the person that's wine and dine me or whatever you doing to my friend. But I know my boundaries and I know their boundaries. But my thing is also, too, like, I don't want to overstep my boundaries with my friend, because, that's her business. That's his business. I ain't going to get into it. But I always say, like, certain stuff I just don't allow, and it's vice versa. They be like, certain stuff that I do they don't allow. Like, I give second chances. They like, I don't give second chances. Fuck that shit. I don't know how you do it. I be like, sometimes you really got to see the good in a person. They be like, I don't want to see it, because, like, if you do something right then and there, it's over. And like, now in the generation, it's the red flags. We big on red flags. And let me tell y'all, I've been looking at the red flags now. Back then, I wasn't really paying attention to any flags, because it's just like, especially when you young and you dating and you tell your friends when you, like high school, I'm going to say, like, we all started dating in high school. For real, when we took somebody seriously, it was like high school. Some middle school, I took people serious in high school, because, like, we're a little bit older, you're mature now. You should be mature somewhat, or fully, shit, goddamn. But, like, when that come around, sometimes it's like when you dealing with a dude and you gotta separate the two, like your friends and your spouse, and sometimes with the spouse, I be like, he try to be my business. But I really don't beef with that, because it's not my business. And vice versa, they don't beef with me. But sometimes, you gotta be careful what you tell your friends about your spouse and what you tell your spouse about your friends, because if we together and they looking at you side eye and you looking at them side eye, yeah, it ain't gonna be pretty. But long story short about that, let's get back to what I was saying about insecurity. Basically, like with Issa and Molly, they've been friends since college, and they've seen everything. They've been through everything together to points where, like, sometimes within a friendship, I understand this too. Sometimes you gotta give each other space. Like, like with my best friends, I love them downhill, both of them downhill. And at times, I try not to be so, I don't want to say eggy or pressed. I try not to be all up on them because I know they have a life too. Like, we all go to college. We all work busting our ass to go to school. And I always contact them, or they might contact me first or whatever. Like, long as we still there for each other. That's it. Versus like with your other friends sometimes too is like, me as a friend, I always check up on them, make sure they okay, they good. Or if I see them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, get a little, stuff like that. However, I'm just that type of friend that I'm always there for you regardless. If me and your friendship is downright good as hell, you ain't got to worry about me feeling any type of way about you calling me. However, like I said, back to what I said about the different type of friends, like, you got them friends where it's like, you got the stages. You meet somebody, they're your acquaintance. Then you might, want to call them your friend. And then if they get the title of a close or best friend, then, congratulations, you have it. But at times, some of them take advantage of it. It's like, some of them will take advantage of it. Like, in certain friendships, like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I think you're doing a little too much, or you're going a little bit too soon. I just be like, because, like, I'm going to just say this. Childhood friends, I have a few childhood friends. I'll say I do have a few childhood friends. We are not close like we were when we were children, but like, when we see each other, it's still all love and respect. That's still my friend. And if they ever need something too, or they invite me to something, I'm gonna come if I can, whatever. Work friends, now, this is what I learned within having friends within the work environment. Some people that you work with, you have to keep them in a friend environment when it comes to within the place of business that you getting your coins from, okay? Certain jobs I was always the youngest. In every job I had, always the youngest. Like, I worked in nursing homes, children's hospitals, retails, I always was the youngest. And make a long story short, I got along with the older crowd because, have respect stuff for them. At times, certain people you cannot let involved in your life because sometimes it's skeptical. It's real skeptical. It's like, okay, I say, like, if y'all go out for drinks or eat something cool, like here and there, but not so much to the point where like you do with your close friends or your best friends. If they turn into those type of friends and you feel comfortable and you trust them, cool. But yeah, I say this from experience, it's like you gotta be able to separate the two. Like, okay, we friends, but we're gonna be work friends strictly, because sometimes you can read a person within like the atmosphere you're at. Like, if you at work and you know how they is out at work and they tell you how they is outside, sometimes it's not for you. Like, I work with older people. Some of them love to party and stuff like that. That's not for me. It's like, sometimes it depends on the party and what type of party it is. If it's a casual party, get dressed up, get cute, type of party, nice food, nice drinks, cool. Going out to the club, I'm not a club scene person. The only club you might see me at here and every now and then is the hookah lounge, okay? Them club scenes is not really for me, because it's like, it's not me. I prefer somewhere like hookah lounge because it's real simple and it's not so much. And a lot of people don't really deal with hookah like that, so yeah. But yeah, like with work friends, like, I do have just work friends, and I do have some friends at work that I do hang out with, but it's not every so many, because some, like I said, you gotta even out your options on the friends. Like, some people you got to be really careful of going out with. Same thing when it comes to like talking stages, talking to dudes or girls. You got to be real cautious about everything, so I always be cautious because you don't want to end up in those situations where you get close to a person and then the friendship just goes haywire, so yeah. Work friends is not bad, just weigh out if you want them to keep being your friend at work, or you can be outside friends, stuff like that. Close friends, now this is the thing. I feel like for me, it takes a real good time for you to be considered my close friend. It really does. Like, it really, really does. Like, we really have to bond so good for me and you to be considered close friends, because it's like, this is the thing about me. My circle is very small. Very, 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 very small. And the reason why my circle is very small is because I just sometimes I don't like being bothered with a lot of things, or like trying to have a lot of people, because sometimes when you do know a lot of people, sometimes it's like, oh no, sometimes it's like, that's not for me, or it is for me. Like, like when you in school, like I feel like when you was in elementary and middle school, you try to be friends with the people that was it, because they were known, they were the it crowd, they were known. But I always was an outcast. That's why I love Outkast, the group, because they're different, and the way their music, everything, style, everything was different, and that's what I was, and I'm still in the Outkast, and it's okay, it's fine with that, and that's what my message is today too. When it comes to your friends, it's okay to be an outcast within a friend group and things like that, because that's another thing too. In a friend group, you always have certain ones that have certain titles. Another thing, like when I was in elementary and middle school, where they had the little things where you got the mean friend, you got the nice friend, you got the ready to fight friend, you got that friend that's so professional, and that's how it is with me. Like, I have friends that if I know it's something ready to jump off or something, I know who to call. If I need a business plan, I need you to help me with a business proposal, I call that friend. But let me tell you something, like, you always got to separate certain friends from each other, because sometimes certain vibes don't clash with each other, and certain vibes do clash with each other to the point where, I feel comfortable, to the point where that we all become friends, and we feel comfortable with each other, and it's good. So let me tell y'all, like, when it comes to friends, like, you really just got to be cautious on who you consider your friends. Childhood friends, I feel like that's childhood friends. Like, you're little kids. Like, when you're little kids, you're known to have a lot of friends. And those friends you do have, certain, y'all, certain communication, grew up in the neighborhood, whatever, you'll remember them. You're going to remember them. Same thing also when they're packed with, like, preschool, elementary kids, and maybe middle school if y'all grew up together. So childhood friends, I really wouldn't, like, dictate much on, because, like, you grew up with them people, and your parents may know their parents and stuff like that. So I wouldn't worry about that. My main concerns will always be like work friends and close friends, to be honest. Like, considering people close friends. Now, social friends, some people you can be social with and some not. Like, we all have our moments when it comes to that. Let me tell y'all, like I tell you all the time, when it comes to my vibes, I always point out the pros and the cons. And when it comes to the talk about friends, I'm giving y'all a little bit of both. And when I say this to say, when it comes to friends, you can make friends anywhere. I made friends anywhere, especially when it comes to social media. You'll meet friends anywhere, and long distance, y'all. Like, with being on social media, you'll meet friends from the DMV area. But Baltimore don't count as DMV area. They always say we don't count as a DMV area. Y'all, it's a long story about that. If you're not a Baltimorean, you gotta look it up for yourself. But yeah, like, I've got some friends in Virginia, Philly, DC, and half of them I met with in school or social media or through people that I know, and then we become friends and we stay being friends, or we acquaintance, whatever, Well, some of us may end up being friends for a minute, And when it comes to the new friends, y'all, let me tell y'all something. I am very, 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 very sure with myself that I'm going to be able to make friends this semester, especially because I go to college. I go to HBCU. I go to one of the biggest goddamn known HBCUs in the city, let alone the world, when it comes to, like, HBCU, home of the Bears, Morgan State. And you would expect for, me to have at least a good 5 to 6 or 7 amount of friends. Now, that's not the case. Like I met some people when we were considered friends. However, we just grew apart because, certain times, certain things I wasn't doing. Like me, like I said, when it came to parties, I can't keep up with the college parties. I can't. Homecoming and stuff like that, big events like that. Oh yeah, I'm there. That's school spirit, and you see a lot of people, mingle and stuff like that. However, the other parties they be having, like on the side party and stuff, I can't keep up with that. I can't. I be either at work or I'm coming home from work or I find out the day of. But yeah, I said new friends. Let me tell you about the new friends. Like, I feel like a little pro and con with a new friends type situation, because sometimes I feel like you don't need to make new friends because, Drake, his song, no new friends, no new friends, no new friends, no new. However, sometimes you need to make new friends because sometimes, like I said, you rather grow apart from your friends, certain friends, than to wild out with them and be in beef. And then it carries on for a while and then it be so much. Sometimes we grow apart because certain things that we do or certain moves that we have to make, but it's no beef, it's no ill will, it's still all love. Sometimes you have to grow apart because it's like you can't take with so much. And I know a lot of people that's listening be like, yeah, I've been through that. However, I'm big on communication. I'm big on making things work. And we all have them friendships where we want to make it work. Sometimes we can't make it work, but it's like, at least the effort has tried. And then I always tell people, I'm here if you need me. Sometimes if we, I have some friends like I had in high school. We not close like that no more. But it's like, if I see them, I'm going to speak or whatever. I ain't going to be shady. But some of them I'm not going to speak to because it's just like, no, like we were just acquaintances. I mean, like we weren't, or we were friends, and then it just got weird because you probably did something, or I probably did something to you. You mean like, hey, we all got our opinions. But yes, when it comes to friends, just pick and choose them, very carefully. Especially when you get older, I'm big on the saying, like, I really want to have friends to the point where, you grow old with them, and then if y'all have kids, they be the best of friends and things like that. So, when you get older, you just be like, wow, I really, 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 you explored the ups and downs of friendship. I know I did. Shoot. In elementary school, through middle school, definitely in high school. And right now, currently in college, college I wouldn't say it hasn't been big. Like I haven't had no real like craziness, versus like when we were in high school, middle school, elementary school. Because like when you're young, you coming up. Sometimes when you hang around certain people, you tell them certain stuff, they're quick to think one way and not other ways to figure out things. Like me, I was one of them people at the time that always thought one way. Like, if you made me mad, I'm done. Depending on the situation, who it was. But, like, sometimes I'm like, okay, if I knew we've been friends for this long and they said that third, it's always going to be two ways to figure this out. But, however, like, if like, you feel like in your gut, you don't want to finish, you don't want to do it, let it go. Sometimes you can't force anything. You can't force anything, and nobody's perfect because things happen and people have certain things in their life that they want to focus on, and they want to be around certain people that's willing to do the same thing. Like within my friends, like I say, my best of friends, we all of us go to school, we work, we have our little time and stuff, but certain stuff is not for everybody, and certain friends you just can't bring around. Like like I'm friends with people that like to go out every weekend, club hop and stuff like that. They know not to call me because it's not for them, and that's respect right there. And that's another thing too when it comes to friends. A lot of people have to realize you have to respect your friends because those are the ones. If you consider me your friend, you got to also consider having respect for me as much as I'm going to have respect for you. And I feel like too, like that's another thing at times where some friendships fall because it's not communication, respect, and boundaries being set. That happens with everything, and I feel like in order for things to be good, you have to have, you have to have boundaries, you have to give respect, and you just have to, you gotta think. You gotta really think about it. You gotta think deep. Don't always think with one mind. Sometimes you gotta think with 2, 3, 4, 5 minds until you get a plan. You know, like you gotta have respect. You know, you gotta give respect. You have to give everybody respect. I don't care. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. Give respect the way you want to give it back. You want it back in return. Boundaries and communication. Like you have to have those 3 in order for your friendship to be good. And not every friendship is perfect. You know, sometimes we all have them periods with our friends. It's like, we don't know if we're going to be friends again. But however, sometimes it just takes things naturally to happen on its own for things to get sorted out. You know, sometimes like I've been there. So especially with your best friends, those the ones that you consider like your ace. The first people you run to before anybody. Like I know my best friends, they get tired of me. But it's like I trust them so much. I consider them as family. And that's another thing too. Certain friends you can and cannot bring in your home. Like certain people you cannot let come to your residence. And I've seen that too. You know, you've seen that too. You know, so when it comes to friends, it's pros and cons. It's always like it's good and the bad. You have your friends. You have those friends where, you know, you feel comfortable with them to the point where, oh, I want you to meet my family. Versus the ones, okay, we cool, whatever, but no. You know, like certain stuff you don't allow, and you know, whoever you live with or if you have your own house, you're not going to allow into your front door. You know, and like when I was growing up and I had friends, childhood friends, they loved coming over my house. They loved it because like we had the playground, the pools, like we had things that we as kids supposed to have. And even when we got older, we still like, you know, when the playground got knocked down, we upgraded the pool and everything. We still, you know, were good. However, when I got to high school and so I was like, some people just don't need to come to your house, you know, because sometimes, you know, some people can't come to your house because, you know, like if your mother, father, or guardian, whoever you live with or yourself or spouse, whatever, is not going to allow some of the stuff that they hear and see come in their front door because some people don't tolerate that. Like me, I like peace. I like to have a good time. And if you can't show peace, respect, and have a good time in a nice, fashion, manly way, you cannot come into my residence because, like, you know, certain people don't allow that. Especially within the neighborhood you live in, or, like, if you live in apartments, whatever, you know people ain't having that. So, yeah, like, you just got to be really cautious. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, that's why it's called friend groups. Like, you have certain friends. You got certain friends, you got to categorize them. You know, you got your work friends, your social friends, your party friends, school, you know, certain ones you got to keep in certain groups because of certain things. But I ain't gonna lie, like, some of them people that are now my close friends, I didn't think we were gonna be close friends because, you know, just a matter of the time that we had shared together. Like, I love them so much. I love them so much. Like, we can go out, have fun, and we don't have no problems. And those be the nights where I just be having the time of my life. And that's the thing too. When you have friends that you didn't think were gonna be your friend within, you know, this far, those be the friendships that last forever. Like, my girl best friend, we didn't think we was gonna be best friends. It just instantly happened. And you know, that funny saying that also was on Instagram was like, I didn't like you at first, and the person didn't like you at first, and then we all talk to each other and get to know each other and stuff. Y'all unstoppable. Y'all are very unstoppable for boys, girls, all that, for everybody. Like, it's very funny how things work. Like, it's very, very funny when you know how things work and how situations is. Like, friends, you know, friends come and go, but don't be afraid to meet new people. Don't be afraid to let your people meet your people if you know they are willing to meet new people, and vice versa. You know, like with me, like my best friend, when she moved on campus, I was a little nervous for her. I ain't gonna lie. And if you hear this, buzz, yes, I was nervous. I was nervous for her because I was like, oh my gosh, I know my best friend. I know my best friend like the back of my hand, and I know how she is when certain things get. And that's another thing too. When you've been friends with someone for so long, you start to pick up on how they are and what triggers them, what they like, what they don't like, you know. And that's why I said friends is like, those are like the best of people in my world. I feel like when you in the certain friends with the categories, especially your best friends and your close friends, when you know them so well and you know what they like, what they don't like, what they tend to do, what they not gonna do, what they gonna tolerate, what they not gonna tolerate, and all that stuff. I was terrified of my best friend a little bit because I was like, oh my gosh, she goes to Coppin State. That's another big school, another big HBCU that's in the city too, and is a part of the world as well. And I was like, oh my gosh. You know, because my best friend moved on campus, and we always talked about we was gonna go to school together. But you know, pandemic and everything, all our plans shift. You know, but we still went to a HBCU, but we not together. However, when you know, had the roommates and stuff, I was like, oh no, please. And my mom like, I hope they not giving her drama, nothing. But when I met them, I instantly, like, we all became friends. Like, it was just like, wow, I feel like I know y'all for a good little couple months, and I just know y'all for a couple minutes. And that's another thing too, when you have those friends or you meet those people that instantly have good vibes and don't give all stuck up or, you know, bougie, you will have a time in your life. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, like, even though I go to Morgan and best friend go to Coppin, when I go up there and I be with her friends, I don't feel left out. Because, like, that's another thing too, when you grow up and stuff too, you see how it is. Like, with certain people, you cannot be around their friends, or their friends are not just for you. Y'all can only be friends together. Like, y'all can only do stuff together. Like, sometimes you can't bring all your friends together because, like, all your friends are not the same. And that's what makes people different, and that's what makes every friendship different, because everyone's different. And I've seen that for myself. Like I said, growing up, you're gonna have to use growing up a lot, because I'm gonna tell y'all, after y'all listen to this and y'all get the, you know, doing the XYZ too, like, dang, doing the compare and comparison with me, compare and comparison like me, you're gonna be like, wow, like, you're gonna separate, like, the pros and the cons, like, the similarities and not so much similarities. I'm telling y'all, because, like, I feel like every episode I have, people who text me or DM me be like, yo, after thinking, like, thank you, I'm like, I didn't think of it that way until I started hearing from you, and I read it or went back again or read it because I have the translation on too. They like, dang, it opened your mind. And I'm like, for real, like, it opens your mind. You know, a lot of people can open your mind, and a lot of things will open your mind just from their experience might rub off with your experience. Like, for example, my dad, some of the experience he deal with friends too, it rub off on me. My mom as well, and they handle it different because they're older. And, you know, when they were younger, social media and all that what was that? That didn't happen till, like, what, 05, 06 with MySpace and stuff like that. They still really wasn't even hype on that as much. But my mom always tell me, like, neighborhood friends, you know, they were in the neighborhood, you know, they did little things, the girls did their things, and my dad would tell me the boys would do all types of sports and things, stuff like that. And they still have their childhood friends. Like, their childhood friends and them are still close to this day. And then they got some friends they grew up with, middle school and high school and stuff like that too. And then, you know, some of the ones they grew up with and they fell apart. But it's, you know, it wasn't no beef or nothing, you know, just people outgrow each other. And at times, like I say, like, you know, you have people that's here for a season, and you have people that's there for a reason, and those be the ones you be like, wow, I didn't think we were going to be friends that long. But, you know, it's crazy how things work, because, like I say all the time, whoever you believe in brings people in your life at the times that you need them the most. You know, those people you need the most will be there for you in ways that you like, wow. And those the ones that you consider your very true friend. Those are the ones that's ride or die for you, that's going to be there for you, help you every little thing. I'm telling y'all, if y'all ain't watched Insecure, go watch it now. It's 5 seasons. Up until season 5 is 10 episodes, but 4, 3, 2, 1 is 8 episodes in in each season. It's on Netflix if you got it. It's on HBO Max if you got it. Just watch it, cause, like, I'm telling y'all, like, when y'all watch that or you watch Insecure, you like, whoa, like, oh my god, it's like, it's very interesting, and I love watching series that impacts with the real world and that's impacted on people like me in the black community, because it's like, wow, a lot of people don't show this stuff, especially when it comes to friends and real hard life stuff, because it's like you always see like not so good side. And at times when you are going through those moments, your friends will pick up on them before you can even elaborate on them. That's how I am. And that's how my friends are with me. Like, if I know something ain't right, I'm like, something ain't right. You don't want to talk about it, but you want to talk about it. We want to figure it out. But nevertheless, y'all, we're going to wrap this up right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode about friends, because like I mentioned in the beginning, friends are very important people in our life. Like, they are the people that we choose to let in. You can't let everybody in, because certain people feelings and boundaries are not the same. And then you have some friends that's going to tell you how it is, and it's some friends that's really not going to tell you how it is. But it's okay, you learn from it, and you always have other decisions to weigh your options on. So yeah, I hope you guys have learned or feel connected with me in any type of source or way. I really hope that you guys, are very, very, very getting a sense of what I'm saying. And it's like, like juggling your mind as well. 'Cause that's how I am. But yes, nevertheless, I hope you guys had a great day, a beautiful week, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon when y'all listen to this. I just hope that you guys, or watching, because little sneak peeks, I just hope you guys are like in a very good mindset, and y'all are at peace with y'all inner self and doing things for y'all, and have those people in your life that is cheering you on and being there for you as well. As always, you guys will hear from me every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. on the dot. And you will be seeing a little bit of clips of myself within these episodes every Wednesday, maybe at 6 or 5 o'clock. But it's mainly 6 o'clock, because on YouTube, they don't go like by the minutes. It has to be like hours. So y'all see the little clips at 6 o'clock p.m. every Wednesday, but you will hear from me, every 5:30 every Wednesday. So yes, nevertheless, y'all, I wish y'all nothing but peace and blessings. Please be safe out here, because it's still summertime, even though school is in session and everything like that. And things are back on a routine. If you go to school, trade school, military, whatever, we're back in that motion now where it's time to get focused, real focus, and things like that. So I wish y'all nothing but the best. Please be safe out here. Please be safe. Weather and stuff changing, about to change stuff, all that. Be safe. Give good vibes. Be a vibe. And most of all, you guys will hear from me later. Also, another thing before I leave, a lot of people be like, I can't get certain stuff. Now you can get everything. I have access to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, YouTube, and there's another one, y'all. Oh, Amazon Music. I knew it was another one. I put it all on every platform now, so y'all guys can hear me from any and everywhere. Yes, any and everywhere. Oh, I think I forgot to mention Pandora. But yes, y'all can hear me everywhere, so don't forget, And as always, you guys will hear from me next Wednesday at 5:30. Please be safe and be good, and please display good vibes to yourself and to others. And on that note, y'all hear from me next Wednesday. Bye.